I just have one thing to say. Hang on here.
You could have subscribed to any other YouTube channel, but you chose to subscribe here. So, hit that notification, hit that like button, and tune in with Adrian and Glib Talk. If you talking to hear your own voice, that's Glib. Using your platform to poop and pimp, that's Glib. I can sell drinking water to a fish with Glib. Tune in for a discussion with Glib. It's Glib Talk, Glib Talk, Glib Talk. 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 Let's all get right on the late night with a little discussion or a heated debate on sports, news, current events. Glib Talk is where you gotta tune in for facts and different opinions. This is Glib Talk, hosted by Adrian, who will dissect the dichotomy of the fake news by its views, trying to get to the truth. Or we could just shoot the shit. We all trolls and his, that's why the chat stay lit. In the live stream where everyone clowns let off a little steam. So go ahead and smash the like button. You can subscribe to the page, turn on the notification for the live stream, and upload updates. If you talking to hear your own voice, that's Glib. Using your platform to poop and pimp, that's Glib. I can sell drinking water to a fish with Glib. Tune in for a discussion with Glib. It's Glib Talk, Glib Talk, Glib Talk. 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 I hope you enjoyed tonight's show.
Mic check, mic check.
If you are First time.
Oh shit!
Go ahead.
It worked the first time today. All right, man. Look, we doing all right today. Thank you for clicking on the play button. I appreciate it. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. Why not? Indomitable Human. I know you hit the like button. You know, if there's anybody that loves to watch this show, is you. Now I don't know why you come around here. I really don't. I really do not know why you come around. But I'm not going to complain about you coming, because you always come and you comment. So I appreciate it. Hit the like button while you're here. You might as well. If you're liking because you're mad what I'm saying about your dear leader, or maybe you're liking because you're happy because I'm angry, whatever, just hit the like button. It's all good. It's all good, Indomitable Human. I'm just glad you're here. It wouldn't be a show without you. But look, I don't got a lot of time. I got a meeting here in 30 minutes, right? So I just wanted to. I woke up this morning. I was thinking about this. I was. My wife is obsessed with letting me know all the goings-ons of the Trump. So she sends me text messages all the time. I try not to watch the news. Only news I watch is David Pakman. You haven't subscribed to David Pakman, subscribe to David Pakman. He does a good breakdown of what's going on a day-to-day. And it seems it's fair, right? It's a fair assessment. It's not just, it's obviously he's a liberal, but it's not just the liberal take, which excludes the other half. So, but yeah, I was reminded today that Donald Trump made the claim that he would end the war in Ukraine within 24 hours of taking office, if not before. And I don't know if you guys have heard this. Now, what's up, Jola? What's up, Jola? I'm not sure if you heard this, but the war in Ukraine has not ended yet, and we are still in it, very much so. So yeah, I'm not sure if he believed he had a magical remote that could create world peace, or if the people who follow him believe that he could do it. But spoiler alert, the war is still going on, and his ability to use his magical power of influence are not quite as effective as he made it sound. Now, I knew it. I knew it was a lie, and I knew it wasn't realistic. But people who follow Trump, believe Trump, repeated what he said, and they believed that he could do it. Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But this war in Ukraine is not like an episode of The Apprentice, like the Apprentice Global Conflict Edition, right? And Trump's just gonna walk into the room and point at Putin and Zelensky and say, "You're fired from fighting." But maybe that's what Trump supporters believe would happen. And he would walk into the room, he'd do his thing, whatever his thing is, and then boom, peace. Not what happened, didn't happen, and I'm not surprised it didn't happen. I wasn't expecting it to. But what I really want to talk about today was about Trump's promises and his promise to dismantle DEI, diversity, equity, and inclusion. Because if there's one thing Trump loves, it's playing to his base by promising to take America back. Back to what, you ask? Back to what? Back to when America was great, of course. But if you listen closely, you can hear exactly what he thinks that was. Now, see, this is just my opinion. I believe that he thinks America was great in the 50s, maybe the early 60s. But it's definitely before the Civil Rights Movement, before desegregation, before anyone dared to challenge the status quo. Back when minorities knew their place. The poor were just happy not to be minorities. And the white man could raise a family, own a house, and drive a new Buick on the salary of a shoe salesman. That's the era Trump is channeling. What's up, Royzell? That's where Trump wants to get back to. The time when poor white men believed they were better than minorities simply because they were white, right? And if they looked around society, they didn't see any minorities that were moving ahead of them because the system was designed to keep them in their place. But the Civil Rights Act changed that. Affirmative action changed that. And our society was forced to move forward in a more equitable way. Now, DEI, to them, this is the antithesis of what they believe. DEI says, hey, maybe everybody deserves a fair shot, not just the shoe salesman, not just the white shoe salesman, not just the white male. MAGA says, let's keep things the way they were. That's why Trump and his supporters hate DEI so much. To them, it's not about fairness. It's about disruption. They think DEI is deliberately interrupting their vision of America. And it is. It absolutely is. DEI is preventing and hurting their view about what America should be. It should not be. America should not be a place where white men are not in the leads of everything and they are not running everything. This is just my opinion about what they believe. Now I like to call DEI deliberately encouraging interruptions, because let's face it, people can't seem to talk about DEI without interrupting each other. It's chaos. I hate interruptions. That's why this show is a monologue. I'm talking to hear myself talk. I like the intro music. I like that the intro music says, talking to hear yourself talk. That's Glib. That's me. Matter of fact, I was in an argument with my brother, right? And my whole argument was, let me finish. Let me finish. Because no matter what you say, if you're talking to a person that doesn't want to hear your point, they're just going to keep stopping you. They don't want to hear your point. They want to stop you from saying it so that way they can speak over you and get their point out. Or better said, prevent your point from getting out. But I'm going to save that story for another time. I almost killed that dude. But I'm going to save that story for another time. But look, what I really want to do is break down DEI. To me, DEI, it's about leveling the playing field. It is about saying, hey, let's stop rigging the game. And that sounds really simple. But to the MAGA crowd, it's like you told them, it's like you told them that we're going to take the people who you believe are less than you and put them ahead of you, no matter how unqualified or incompetent they may be. So let's look at the pros and the cons of DEI, because I want to be fair about this. I want to be fair, right? Number one pro for DEI. DEI forces institutions to confront their biases. Without DEI, most companies hire people who look like them. And I believe this is the truth. When you interview with someone, when you do an interview, and I've interviewed people for jobs, the person who's selected is the best fit, because the people that come in for the interviews are generally qualified to the minimum qualification. There may be some that have more or less, whatever, but in the end, the person who's hired is the one that seems to be the best fit for the person who's doing the hiring. DEI says maybe try hiring a Tamika or a Jose once in a while. Pro number two, it opens doors for people who would normally get a shot. Let's take a look at the NFL Rooney Rule, right? The NFL is full of players. Most of them are black. They're full of assistant coaches. Most of them are black. But when you look at the head coaches, there was hardly any. The Rooney Rule, which is the NFL incorporates on their own, this is the DEI policy that they're enforcing on themselves. Teams are required to interview at least one minority candidate for head coaching jobs. Has it solved everything? No. But without it, the NFL would still be passing around the same three white coaches like a game of hot potato. And that's the truth. And you look at the Rooney Rule and you say it helps, right? Because it gives these potential head coach candidates the experience. They get to go in the interview. They get to find out what it's like. They get to improve their skills and their knowledge, so maybe they can get a better shot next time. I also believe that the Rooney Rule ensures that a black candidate will get interviewed for a job that he's not going to get hired for because they had no intent on hiring a black coach or that black coach. But they have to do it, so they do it. So I believe it cuts both ways, but it helps. My opinion, it helps. DEI is good for business. That's number three. Diverse teams perform better, innovate more, and this part matters to CEOs. They make more money. But DEI is not perfect, right? And I just mentioned one about how if you had to do something, if you had to do this, you'll do it. But it's just a formality, right? And that's what number one says here. Some companies treat it like a checkbox. They'll hire one black intern. They'll take a photo for the website and call it progress. That's not DEI, that's marketing. Con number two, poorly implemented DEI programs can breed resentment. And this is what we're experiencing right now in our society as Trump's claim of civil rights violations against white males is them saying we do not like how the policies are being implemented. The people don't like being told what to do. A lot of this is performative, and there is no intent on making anything better or fair. They're just doing it because someone said we had to do it. The number 3 con is that it's become a political punching bag. Now before MAGA, no one would have even thought about DEI or how it applies, but they've turned it into a boogeyman. They've turned it into the biggest enemy, and we have to figure out a way to counter that argument, because when you have black Republicans saying that DEI is a problem, and then when the Republicans gain power, they don't hire any black people because they say we're not going to do DEI. Wouldn't that, if it were me, I'd say, are you saying that I'm not qualified? Because all of those black men that were on the road for Trump week after week, month after month, promoting him and saying he's going to be a great candidate, none of them are good enough to be part of his administration. Not a single one of them. You have to, at least to me, come to the conclusion that it's because of DEI that I'm not part of the plan. Because you don't want people here just because they're black. I would be offended by that. I wouldn't want to be around it. But what makes it the most ridiculous, right, is that Trump isn't just trying to dismantle DEI. He wants to erase diversity altogether. He's already floated the idea of ending Black History Month. And I saw this morning, it's probably not true, but I'm going to go with it anyway, that in some federal agencies, they've already taken down anything about Black History Month, Women's History Month, MLK Day. It's all coming down. But, you know, I'm willing to think that he's not going to stop there, right? If he's able to convince people that, well, we shouldn't have Women's History Month, we shouldn't have Hispanic History Month or Black History Month, it should all just be history. Why do we have the National Museum of African American History and Culture? Maybe we should just call it the American History Museum, and we'll get rid of the African American stuff that's in there, because it's not about race. It's just about America. The Japanese American Museum. Why do we have a Japanese American museum? They're American. Get rid of the Japanese. Get rid of the Japanese people that's in there. It's all about America. And then the Native American Museum, you guessed it, we'll do the same. We'll get rid of the Native. We'll just call it a museum, right? We'll call it American History Museum, or we'll call it a museum, but we'll get rid of the Natives because there's no reason to have that. And there's no reason to have them. There's no reason to have a diverse society or diverse thought. We should all be American. It should all be the same. But to me, this isn't about history. It's about erasure. And Trump and MAGA's version of greatness isn't inclusive. It's exclusive. It's about turning back the clock to a time when certain people didn't have a voice. DEI, it's a megaphone for those voices, and that's why they hate it. To me, the bottom line is this. DEI exists because America has proven over and over that it needs guardrails. Trump's plan to tear them down, it isn't about fairness or equality. Trump's plan to tear them down isn't about fairness or equality. It's about turning back the clock to when greatness was just another word for exclusion. DEI is defense, and if we tear it down, don't be surprised when the predators come back. So look, I don't say this to complain because there's not a vehicle to fix it. I say this to make my opinion known that the path that we're on is not the right path, and the pain is going to be felt by all. It's not going to stop with the Hispanics that were just locked up. I just heard this morning that there was a Hispanic veteran who was arrested by ICE agents, and they didn't give a shit that he served in the military. His ass is getting up out of here if he can't prove who he is here in the next 15, 20 minutes. They're getting his ass about the paint. And it's not going to stop with them. And I just want us to be aware of what's happening so we can make better decisions about who we select as our representatives, because it's getting worse. A representative just wants to present a bill on the House floor so that Trump can remain the president for another term, which is absolutely fucking nuts. But this is what they're talking about. This is their plan. It's not going to get, if anything like that were to happen, I wouldn't imagine the type of insanity that we would have if they knew they had 8 more years. And I remember a crazy lady told me during Trump's first term that he was going to get 3 terms, and I was like, "What the hell are you talking about? It's kind of crazy, you know." Trump doesn't get 3; he only gets 2. And then she said some crazy to me. It didn't make any sense, but apparently, you know, my view of insanity is America's reality. I just hope it doesn't come to fruition. Anyway, thanks for clicking on the play button. If you haven't hit the like button, hit the like button. Support the channel. Share this out. I appreciate it. All right, y'all. Holler at y'all later.
I just have one thing to say. Hang on here.
You could have subscribed to any other YouTube channel, but you chose to subscribe here. So, hit that notification, hit that like button, and tune in with Adrian and Glib Talk. If you talking to hear your own voice, that's Glib. Using your platform to poop and pimp, that's Glib. I can sell drinking water to a fish with Glib. Tune in for a discussion with Glib. It's Glib Talk, Glib Talk, Glib Talk. 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 Let's all get right on the late night with a little discussion or a heated debate on sports, news, current events. Glib Talk is where you gotta tune in for facts and different opinions. This is Glib Talk, hosted by Adrian, who will dissect the dichotomy of the fake news by